Today in Horizon 6, I will be taking a look at the first car added through the Horizons Decades Festival playlist. Now this is Series 2 and that is the 1989 Volkswagen Rallye Golf. What I'm going to do here is take it on a rally trail with no upgrades on it at all, and then we'll go and have a look at some of the upgrades and then take it in a off-road, because I've decided I'm going to build it as an off-roader. Now why don't we head over to the racetrack and see how it drives off-road, and is it good, is it competitive, and is it worth our time unlocking this vehicle? Now this is the first time I've actually bothered to drive this in competition. Well, in general really, I just threw on some paint job and thought, well, that's good enough, let's get this started and underway. Is that a Lincoln Continental there? It's quite a big vehicle, that. Barn find of all things. Didn't expect him to brake check me like that. I guess its lack of speed in a way is kind of makes it a little bit more manageable on these off-road trails. So we just get past these two here. I think this whatever that thing is, that Honda in front of us may actually be a little bit of a problem here. It's a lighter vehicle and it should be taking these trails better. Up near the windmills, this is the spot where you find a treasure car. I haven't actually done that yet, I'm saving that for a different video later. As far as non-upgraded stock builds go, the Golf seems to be fairly well off at the moment. Definitely would be easier if it did have some proper rally tyres on it, and it's starting to rain, so this trail is going to get quite muddy. Take this corner. I do think in a couple of months' time, I don't know what their plan is with these festival playlist cars. I've seen rumours that they'll eventually end up being put into the aftermarket car slots, but I guess we'll just have to wait to see if a few actually show up there. That would be the better option to do, is to me maybe after 3 or 4 months or something like that, either have it appear in the aftermarket car slot or just add it to the auto show. Now we've arrived at the garage, why don't we go and put some upgrades on this? First we'll check out the body kits and conversions. We have the options here, aspiration, and yes, we will be putting a single turbo because that just generally helps. There was no wide body. Well, why don't we go and start an aero and appearance? Here we have the Volkswagen stock front bumper, it's not too bad. Or we have the Horizon 6 racing front bumper, which just puts a splitter and some canards, and I have noticed it now has the Forza stamp brand on the splitter there as well. So since we're not doing a track focus build, we won't bother putting that on. Going on to the rear wings, we have the stock one or the Horizon 6 one. Now, I am going to put on the Horizon 6 one because I do feel it needs a little bit of downforce and it does increase our off-roading, which is what we want. Moving on to the side skirts here, we have the option of the original ones or the Horizon 6 street one, which is basically just mud flaps. Now, when we are doing an off-road build, how will this help us? It puts our speed down, but it increases braking and off-roading. That's what we want to go up, so for the sake of that, we will add it. And now the final option is the bonnet. In the bonnet, we have the Volkswagen stock bonnet, and also a Horizon 6 street bonnet, which kind of does lift up the front a little bit, gives it some air intake, help the turbo breathe a little bit. But what we are interested is this one, which is the Horizon 6 street bonnet as well. It just adds some floodlights on there, and that's, I think we will put that on. What's it do here? The acceleration goes up with this, launch braking. This also drops it, but this should, if only Horizon 6 actually rendered headlights in that way, this would give us more headlight beam and width. Now let's go and put on some of the engine upgrades. For the intake, we are going to put on a racing intake. No noticeable tone change in revving it there, and then we're going to put on a sport. What we're going to do is make most of the sport. Moving on to the exhaust system, this is what the stock exhaust sounds like compared to the street exhaust. Sport exhaust and race exhaust. What we're going to do here is put on the race exhaust. Going to leave the block stock because there's no sport block, and we'll use sport pistons and compression. Single turbo, we will put anti-lag on that one. The flywheel, what do we want? Sport flywheel, oil and cooling, sport oil and cooling, and the intercooler. Platform and handling. Now what we want here is sport brakes along with rally springs. Next we're going to put, this will help with handling a little bit more, some sport front anti-roll bars. Weight reduction, we're going to go for the sport one. Since we're building an off-roader, what I'm going to do is put in the full body roll cage option we have, and for the rear anti-roll bars we'll go sport. Drivetrain. Clutch, we're going to have a sports clutch along with a racing transmission and an off-road diff. There is no off-road diff option available, so we'll just put a rally diff on. Tyres and rims, we're going to go in here. Do we have a vintage tyre? No, we have snow. What we'll do is put the off-road tyre compound. Increase the width in the front and the rear. We'll go for our usual KMC off-road style wheels. This is, I always end up in the wrong category for this until I at least find some, like the KMC wheels seem to be the only dedicated off-roader wheels that Horizon 6 has. Now the maximum possible tyre inch rims will get 17s, but we're not going to do that because it's not a smart idea to have a low profile tyre on your off-roader. We'll pull them out, increase the track width as wide as possible. In theory this should allow us to actually put in an even wider tyre, but because it's Forza, it won't let us do that. And that's the off-road build we're going to do. Why don't we take it out and see how it drives? Well, it definitely does have a better launch now that we've upgraded. Oh, that Horizon Edition BRZ up ahead there. If you want it for yourself, it's generally it spawns at the aftermarket car slot up at the ski field. Found it a couple of days ago myself. This landing is not going to be too good. Well, it could have been worse. That was reasonably okay. Through the rice fields. You know, I thought it was going to handle a little bit worse than this. We can get past the old Supra here. Is it me or are the opponents, since they've released the update, that changed the way that the drivatars race? Like I found before the update during the first few days of launch that they strangely had a really high acceleration, stayed quite far ahead of you. Oh no, I've tipped it. Never mind. What way do I want to go? This way. Anyway, what was I saying about the AIs? Yes, before they seemed to be a little bit unbalanced, the rubber banding, but since this update I feel that more of the time I'm being rear-ended by them now, since they changed how they are. See if we can chase the positions back down after my little tumble there. See, they're again rear-ending me. Surely I'm not the only one that's noticed that. As an off-roader, I feel that this Volkswagen Golf is okay, I guess. Like, I think it would probably have been better off built as a rally car, but I chose to build it as an off-roader, so this is kind of my own risk of doing that. Seems to get tossed around a little bit, but other than that, it is rather competitive and I'm quite happy with that. And now that brings us to the end of the look at this Volkswagen Golf Rallye. Now, was it worth my time unlocking this vehicle? I kind of feel indifferent about it. Like, I don't mind that I've unlocked it, at the same time as I kind of don't mind if I missed unlocking this vehicle. To be honest, I never even heard of this car being a thing until the festival playlist gave us this car. I was like, hey, there's a Golf Rallye. I was quite surprised by that, but if you really enjoy this type of car, well, then it's worth your time unlocking, and if you have unlocked it, I hope you enjoy driving it around, and thanks for watching.